It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
So what you're telling me is you're looking forward to the drive from Stewatuk to middle of nowhereville, so you can go find
really?
this.
You ran out. One example and you ran out. You couldn't.
I couldn't pull a second one. I actually almost pulled the name.
I thought that one was perfect. Is that a real place?
There's
Stewatuk?
And Steve.
I can't help but remember the last time you asked Annette for help carrying heavy things. Be remiss if I didn't mention, Steve, the time you made your lovely bride-to-be cry from sadness because of your tone that you use in disgust of the way she carried the drywall.
Live on tape from APS 3 point whatever, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Every time I forget about that, this stupid podcast reminds me.
Is that like, they say that a lot of therapy will either bring back repressed memories.
Yeah.
Do you think, is that on one of your continually repressed memories that maybe your body or your subconscious is actively really working to forget it? And then once a year or so, an intro like that comes up or this podcast happens and you're forced to relive that escapade?
No, I mean, it wasn't traumatic for me.
That's true. In the scheme of things, can the yeller be the traumee? Right?
Oh, we got to...
Yeah.
There you go. 2 minutes and 9 seconds in to this episode. Can the yeller be the traumee?
Yeah, because obviously the yellee is a traumee by default.
Yeah.
And the yeller would be the traumer.
Yeah.
In this instance.
Sure. This all makes sense.
We just revisited, so we're not going to do a long form revisiting. But of the escapades that I get possibly the most joy from on this podcast,
it's anytime my marriage is in danger.
It is the drywall incident of 2017.
Yeah, 2016. Probably. Actually, no, 2015. 2015. That was when we first moved in together. It was before we moved in together.
Nice welcome home.
And we hadn't even been dating a year at that point.
And the crockpot argument of 2018.
The crockpot argument. There was a vacuum argument.
Those two bring me some of the most joy. And by the way, Steve, good to see you. Welcome back.
Oh, good to see you.
It's been a while. We are going to do, as you've probably noticed by now, this is not live from the back end of a Jeep Comanche, 1988 MQ.
MJ.
Just almost had it.
Yep. You got the year right, though. I'm impressed. It's almost like you're listening. Did you accidentally got that right?
No, I know the year.
Okay.
I never know the call sign or whatever you guys call it.
Call sign.
That's where you're going. Like when you're on the CB at the big Jeep get together, right? It's 88 MQ checking into 93 LJ, right? That's how you guys talk.
I mean, LJ is correct. They didn't make the LJ in 93 though.
Oh,
you big idiot. I mean, come on.
Of the holes in your brain, do you think that Jeep knowledge has filled the most of them?
There's a lot in there. I don't know. That's an interesting thing. What do you think you know the most about?
I think it's like song lyrics for me personally, just random songs. So not like a extensive catalog more than the average person. I'm just saying I wonder what I could do with that brain capacity if it weren't filled with, Ace of Base.
So is it strictly Ace of Base song lyrics?
Yeah, that's it. And it's the one song. It's this. I saw the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That's not a lot of space.
But what are your tops off the top of your head? Your top kind of useless. I hesitate calling it useless, but just unneeded knowledge.
It's because it's useless in some way, or it's useful in some way.
Yeah. Because we're filling the grooves in our brains, right? That's how that works?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like we're taking epoxy and just...
You're trying to smooth it over?
Pouring it in, yeah. Just like this countertop here. What is the most knowledge I have? Jeeps and truck stuff, I think, is pretty high up there. Like, I still have a very extensive knowledge base for Ford Rangers.
Which you haven't had in 15 years? 10 years?
Probably 10 years. Okay. Yeah. But
hold out though, just in case.
But once it was in there, because it was implanted in there in my formative years, you know, my like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
So it just kind of stuck. I have a pretty good knowledge. I wouldn't say it's a knowledge base, but I have a good ability to convert fractions to percentages.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing to have.
Yeah. Like, I'm able to do that relatively quickly in my head.
So, like, if I were to tell you 5/8, you're pretty quick on the draw.
Yeah, 62.5%.
See, that's nice to have.
Yeah.
That's really good. For me, that's a useful-ish tool.
It is.
And do you think that took the place of, like, your childhood home's landline phone number?
No, I mean, I still have that.
You still got that in there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So do you still have...
Yeah, because we started out as a 609 area code, but then at some point they filled up all the 609 area codes, so they introduced the new 856 area code.
Yeah.
Ours was one of the ones we had to switch. Like midstream, we had to switch.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough on a kid who was no doubt trying to get all the girls he could find.
Yep.
Handing out his phone number and then having to go back like 3 months later. I'm sure you haven't called.
Look, I mean,
because the zip code or the area code was wrong, right?
I'm sure you've been reaching the wrong person this whole time. My mistake. Very embarrassing.
Here's my updated card with corrected area code to properly call me to go on that hot date we're talking about.
Yep. I still remember both of the neighbors' phone numbers. I remember my best friend growing up, Todd. I remember his phone number.
What about house and street from your home growing up? You remember that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got that. And boy, because for me, I feel like I had for a long time childhood friends' home phones. But those went a few years ago.
Yeah, they kind of purged.
Yeah, it's an underlying fear of mine that I think I have some... I'm extra anxious now about having some early onset brain issues.
Okay, so you're talking like dementia, Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
I think about it all
there,
the time.
Right there with you.
I have mornings where I kind of forget at work, like I'm so using muscle memory at work, very rarely.
Well, I mean, you have that one button.
Right, it's no.
Deny.
That's right.
Deny.
But it makes me nervous because it's not like a badge of honor that for years I remembered some childhood friends' landline phone numbers that I haven't spoken to in 20 plus years.
Yeah.
But for some reason...
You want to give one of them a call?
I couldn't pull them right now. That's the problem. I know their names, but I couldn't pull the numbers. Okay. But for some reason, I can still pull the local Pizza Hut phone number.
Well, look, I mean, you store what is a priority for you.
Well, I mean, if you want an actual lifelong friendship, it's your local Pizza Hut.
You and Pizza Hut. BFFs.
This is not an ad.
We wish it was an ad.
Oh my God. I would take a sponsorship from Pizza Hut so fast. I wouldn't take money. Give me pizza points or whatever they're called on their app.
Where's there a local one?
It's right. Yeah, it's right by the grocery store nearby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Because depending on which way you come here on a Saturday or Sunday morning, you could very easily swing into that parking lot, have somebody standing out front. They pass it through your window.
Pass me a pie.
You swing on over here, and then we do the pizza pod.
Yeah. Oh man. Brought to you by Pizza Hut, obviously.
Right.
But
we digress.
Yeah. This is not from the back of a 1988 Jeep Comanche. Live broadcasting the local Memorial Day Parade. The weather was an issue today.
Yeah, it wasn't even the weather. Honestly, it was like last week. Because I still would have done it today, but I had Annette brought up the parade, and she's like, "Oh, are you and Kyle going to do the podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so, but I kind of feel bad. Like I want to experience it with my kids. I want to have fun with my children."
Yeah, what a ride.
And glad I obviously had your full support.
Family bonding experience. Hey, go get that millionth Tootsie Roll. Hey, but Nikki B, what do you think of this?
Can we talk about the overabundance of Smarties?
Smarties, Dum Dums, and Tootsie Rolls are the go-to for any parade.
Yeah.
And that's why we were trying to flip the script a year and a half ago to go Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. C. Juniors, yeah.
They are very clearly the cheapest bulk candy you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
So when, the teenagers that these people have coerced into walking the parade route with them have their bags full, it's not a huge issue when they're grabbing 30 at a time and whipping them at the faces of the clientele.
Right, because, that handful of 30 cost them about 4 cents.
Right, no question.
So you can, for a low $25 budget, you can feed half the county on Smarties.
Now, the few and far between that you do see that actually go that extra mile, those do get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had one of your silly Jeep friends tossed a Hot Wheel right at Reed. He got a Hot Wheel car this morning.
Nice.
I saw some licorice ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know Evelyn got $100,000.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Now, did she get any Jesus bucks from the man handing out Jesus bucks?
She did not get Jesus bucks, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, there was somebody handing out. Actually, no, I think it was a political candidate handing out $1 million bills.
Okay.
Which seemed weird. Wasn't really sure of the tie-in. Like, if you elect me, it's going to be a payday for you or something. I don't know. But yeah, so we were at the parade, and it took about half of the parade for me to realize you guys were directly across the street from us.
I still didn't even notice yet.
Yeah, I happened to, because you had texted me. I believe I started we basically did the podcast just via text. So I said to you, I think my first text was 6 school buses. Yeah. Is that 6 too many?
Whole lot of them. It felt like the community. They emptied the garage, and Reed was very excited for the school buses, though.
Was he?
He knew one of the drivers of the Bear bus, and he was excited to wave hello to the driver of the Bear bus this morning.
Yep.
And yeah, I did. I had no idea that you were directly across.
Well, I got clued into the fact. Well, I knew that you guys would probably be around that area because that's walking from your house. That would have been the most convenient place
closest
to be. And then you texted about a Jeep just as the Jeeps were passing by. So I was like, oh, okay, that got to be close. So I was looking around, and then I spotted Reed and Katie, and then I saw you standing right behind. But you said, hope you salute the Jeep owners group weirdos.
No, I haven't seen these lunatics around until recently. And now I feel like every time I'm driving anywhere, I've got some Jeep with that big sticker in the back window saying they're a member of the Michigan Jeep Owners Group, the MJOG. Yeah. And I don't know what it entails. I don't know why they would be going through the parade, but I had a feeling that this would be something that maybe you were a founding or board member of.
No, I think to be a member, you just have to join the Facebook group.
Oh, good. Then you're in.
Because years ago, I was an MJOG.
You were an MJOGger.
And I'll tell you when I bailed on the old MJOGs was when, like everything else, everything got political.
About Jeeps.
No, it wasn't. It was like,
like a Jeep group got
90% of the discussion in there was about, hey, look what I did to my Jeep, or hey, I'm going 4-wheeling this weekend. Who wants to come with me? All good. But then once it started being about like, it got a little too political, and it was like, be sure to vote today or else all your rights will continue to get taken away. And I was like, nope, got enough of this in the real world. I'm not, I don't want a part of that. So I hit the little 3 dots, leave group. And I was done with the MJOG.
Boy, that's not surprising though.
No,
that's how that went.
I mean,
hey, it's a random hobby group. Let's definitely turn this into something that will make everybody hate one another.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to the parade, and you obviously got memories that'll last a lifetime. You and Nikki B talked election on the way home because there were 1 million local candidates.
We did.
And then you and Annette talked about you and Evelyn talked about which was your favorite of the fire trucks. Yeah.
Also, boy, kudos to you for pointing out the Jesus minions.
Oh boy, we mentioned
we must have talked about that last year.
It was some other pop culture related thing. and it must have been the same church. We'd have to go back and listen to what this modernization of this church advertisement was a year ago.
Yeah.
But the angle I was sitting at, now if this were the radio, I'd be telling you that the parade is moving left to right across your radio.
Sure. Yeah, for me it was moving right to left across my radio dial.
And when I looked to my left and I heard Reed from the roadside yell, "Daddy, minions, minions." And Reed really doesn't care about minions. He was just excited to see anything. Mm-hmm. So when I look, and the angle I saw it at was a blow-up minion. Mm-hmm. Okay. And directly behind it was a cross. I thought...
Seems a little sacrilegious, and I don't know much about that.
I thought that, Banana the Minion, or whatever their names are, is that all they say is banana, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Banana.
Was tied to the cross on this trailer. I jumped up and got my phone out because I thought, I told the friend I was with, I said, mm-hmm. I think this minion's tied to the cross. And it was simply depth perception. They just had two minions.
It was just, yeah.
And then behind it, a couple crosses set up.
It seems weird, right? I mean, is it, because I'm assuming it's some kind of play, musical, whatever, that they're advertising, because there were some dates on it, like see the show or whatever on this date. I'd be interested to know, do they change the story? Or
of like the minions, you think?
Yeah. Like, is there a minion that turns water into wine?
That's right. So Pete the minion, who again can only say banana or whatever.
Maybe put that on the poll. Can Pete the minion only say banana? That's BANAHNA, banana.
Yeah. It shouldn't have been surprising in this area that happened.
No.
But it still really caught me way off guard. The sights and sounds of the local parade were in full effect, though. Mm-hmm. 1 million local political candidates.
Yeah, every one of them.
A couple tractors.
Mm-hmm.
The scouts.
Scouts were there. I noted to you that very contemporary uniforms. I mean...
And I believe they are just going by the scouts now, right? Is it just scouts, not Boy Scouts?
Yeah, I think it's...
The Scouts, Eagle Scouts, what's the difference?
I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest. But yeah, with those colors of tan and drab olive green and a neckerchief, looks good.
Kids flocking to sign up to look so cool.
Yeah.
That they could possibly get one of those neckerchiefs.
Mm-hmm. You weren't a scout, were you?
No, I was not.
Okay, I was a scout back in my day.
Yeah, how far did you get?
I think I was.
Are there levels?
Yeah, I think I was a Weeblo.
Okay, so you weren't like a brown belt. That's not how it goes. It doesn't go.
No,
it doesn't go through baby animals to belts.
Well, it starts with at least back in the day, it was tiger cubs, and then you graduate to, I think it's bear, bobcat, wolf, Weeblo.
Okay,
and I cut it off after Weeblo.
So you only made it to you weren't looking to go to the flying vehicle animals.
No. Okay, I was not interested in the.
You weren't going to be a falcon.
I was not going to be a falcon or an eagle
or hawk.
Yeah, no.
Okay, you didn't make any of the.
Didn't make hawk scouts.
The birds of prey. You didn't make. Okay.
Nope.
That is, but yeah. Listen, the parade was fine. It was very long. And
we bailed a few minutes early.
Did you?
Yeah, we saw the garbage trucks coming, and we knew.
Yeah, you know the garbage.
Well, the garbage trucks they're there. They're the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
But man, we timed it so perfectly. I know that there are people that set out their blankets and their chairs the night before.
Bunch of idiots, scumbags.
We rolled in. The parade started at 9:00. We rolled in and parked at 8:50. Parked a half a block, like literally across the street from the start of the parade.
Yeah.
Walked across the street to the gas station parking lot, stopped there and said, yep, this'll do. Watched the parade. And then as soon as we turned to the right and we saw the garbage trucks coming, we said, all right, that's the cleanup crew. Let's get out of here. We were in the car pulling out of the parking lot as the garbage trucks were just starting the parade.
Boy, nothing like that family bonding.
Yeah.
Where dad's yelling, pack it up to the car. Go,
That wasn't even me. I turned and Annette's like, yeah, I told Evelyn that it's time to go. And I was like, well, okay. Sounds good. Because it was, just a miserable day, raining, cold. But luckily the kids are still at that age where weather does not affect them one bit. They didn't even know it was raining.
Right.
There were plenty of kids that were running around with T-shirts and flip-flops on.
And nothing quite soothes the child's soul like chasing after the crappiest candy known to man on a roadway that's been closed as a 2018 Blazer rolls by with, Johnny Smith for township
he's
treasurer.
running for drain commissioner.
So can we say today then, Steve, that we'll be back live from the back of the Manchi 1 year
2025
from now, 2025 Memorial Day cast, the Steve and Kyle podcast?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can do that.
All right, good. Listen, I hope you got all caught up on your politics, your
I am. Something, I'm
your
glad
local businesses with your children.
I'm glad that I didn't have the distraction of the podcast, so I could really take it all in and really figure out the political views of people as they walked by and threw Smarties at me.
Nothing like the family memories of Nikki B asking, Dada, why do they hate abortion?
Hey folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14.
Sally.
Dear Pig.
One more time. All right.
Thanks for bringing it home.
Stop by the P.O. Box. I actually we had 3 things in the P.O. Box and took these to Texas with us last week. We'll talk in a few minutes about just the Texas wrap up.
Yeah.
Brought all of these with us. And the plan was at some point in the car to do viewer mail time. And it just didn't happen. Yeah. We were boots on ground, BOG, for 3 hours.
Yeah, in Kyle, Texas, for a total of, I believe, 75 to 80 minutes. Yes, we will give.
Right.
We'll give some highlights here in a few moments after viewer mail time. Steve, you want to open that one?
Yeah,
first?
apologies if you sent this weeks ago because it's
not a perishable.
It's been in the inbox for a bit of time. Let's see. This is from, by the way, Georgie and Joe in Columbus, Georgia. I don't know if that's a company. I don't know if those are people, but. Does not matter. We are very grateful for the gifts that you have sent us, Georgie and Joe. This I like. This is in addition to the sticker wall.
Where did you say it was from? What area?
Georgie and Joe in Columbus, Georgia. I'm assuming that's like an Etsy store or something like that. So they sent an addition for the sticker wall. Rad Dad.
Oh!
And it's in the rad font. From the movie, I love it. That is very, very 80s looking. Do you consider yourself a rad dad?
I don't. I'm a real buzzkill.
Okay.
I griped about this to you at the parade, and listen, I'll give you time if you want to put that on the sticker wall.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I griped about this at the parade, and I'll gripe about it now just as much.
Whoops! Did I hit a button there? No. Okay.
We have been copyright stricken at very, very random intervals on mostly Facebook. And we're using quite literally royalty-free music from our friend K-Mac.
Yeah, in order to get the last week's episode published, I had to agree to split any revenue with K-Mac.
Boy, are they in when we invoice them for half of this month's hosting fee?
Yeah, it said, you can continue to post if you agree to split the revenue. And I said, okay.
Yeah, you got it. Headed your way, friend. So we have been copyright stricken for random stuff that we're pretty sure we're following to the letter of the law. And today I saw someone bastardize the Minions. And I went to the point where I thought one was strung up on a cross. And now we've also had a design taken off of our merch store.
Have we?
That was done in a similar vein as a popular comic strip, Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a new one.
For my money, I still don't understand why that was taken off.
Yeah.
And I always consider putting it back up. And now, so all of these instances that you and I cannot escape, yet today we've got the bastardized Minions.
Mm-hmm.
And now, a very clearly font stolen from Rad.
Yeah.
Rad Dad.
I had for Second Chance Jeeps, I had a handful of people request, "Hey, I would love your logo on a hat."
Yeah.
So I went to our local hatsmith, our friend Chris.
Always good to have a hatsman.
Yeah, he's a very good hatsman. So I said, "Chris, let me order 20 hats from you." Ordered 20 hats from him. I knew I needed to sell like 13 of them to break even. I sold exactly 13.
Hey, so you got 7 hats in the bank.
Exactly. I got a cachet of hats.
We doing a hat giveaway?
You want a hat?
Oh God, no!
You sure? I got this one.
I gotta tell you, I love hats. Not interested.
Okay. All right. Little offensive. Free hat. Nice hat.
I love the hat. By the way, I
Just
do.
don't want it.
I can tell just from looking at it. I do not have the head for that type of hat.
Why do you say that?
That is a pretty stocky front in terms of it does not suit my head.
It's got a windshield. It's got quite a windshield on it.
I can't do it. I look terrible. Even if I don't, I look at myself in the mirror and I immediately change hats.
Okay.
I can't do it. I appreciate the offer. I can't do it. We got to give. Why don't we toss one onto the giveaway pile of that size medium sweatshirt?
We could do that. We could make it. Yeah, it could be like a bonus pack. But yeah, I had now the logo says Second Chance Jeeps, and I have 2 different versions of the hat in the Etsy store. One of them got taken down, saying that it was like a trademark infringement, and I was like,
did the local hatsman?
Is that just because it has the word Jeeps? Because I'm not using a Jeep logo or anything like that. One of them got taken down, one of them didn't. It's the same hat, just one was blue, one was green.
Oh man, I kind of hope we find out one day that the local hatsman sent Etsy a strike notice or whatever.
So you think that he made the hats for me, made the profit, and then sabotaged me?
Well, did you look at your invoice, much like when they sell the Costco or Kirkland or Sam's Club or BJ's version of soda, whatever?
Yeah.
What's it say right on the outside of the package?
I don't know.
Not for resale.
Oh.
Does that have, like, if you were to, did you give it a solid exam and on the inside did he write on the brim, not for resale?
Know something I didn't. So you think Chris is at the bottom of this?
I'm just saying, there's a chance, real good chance,
We got
that the local hatsman gave you the copyright notice.
Well, we got to leave all our options open. So until proven otherwise, I think he did it. All right. So what do you got over there? Thank you to whoever sent that.
Georgie and Joe. Yeah.
Georgie and Joe. I don't know if that, again, I'm not sure if it's a person or some kind of shop, but thank you. I think we have to update the sticker wall. We haven't done that in a bit.
I have a picture. I continue to forget to schedule to post.
Okay.
Our first additional piece of mail this week, Steve, from our friends, our dear friends, the BPPC, the Bill Payment Processing Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Again, if you're on the way, happen past P.O. Box 7236 in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Give a wave.
Maybe take them some donuts. They don't get a lot of respect there. They don't get a lot of treats.
They are cashing the world's biggest checks, including this one from our friend Billy Stacks. Adding to the coffers. And by adding to the coffers, I mean restarting the coffers.
The coffers are empty.
After the Texas trip of 2024?
Yeah, especially with the email notification that I sent you a screenshot of yesterday.
And I still do think
we are officially in the negative.
I still do think we are weeks away from possibly getting a traffic ticket as well.
For?
Well, there was the overhead cameras that said we were monitoring your speed.
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance. I don't know how long those take. We'll find out. Thank you, as always, to our friend, Billy Stacks.
Billy Stacks, good man.
One more piece of mail this week, and this is from to the Steve and Kyle podcast from our friends Vector and Romance. That's in Arizona.
Vector and Romance.
Now, Steve,
see, it looks like the sticker on the back of it makes it look like a wedding invitation.
Right.
You know how, like, when I'm sure that when you guys sent out your invitations, maybe there was a little sticker on the back that said, like, Kyle and Katie, 20 whatever.
Yes.
That's exactly what it looks like. Are we invited to a wedding?
Is this finally? Are we booking? Oh, boy, we're going to rebuild those coffers quick.
Yeah.
If we need to get to the Phoenix, Arizona area.
But who are Vector and Romance don't sound like names though.
No, I could see that. I could, Vector Camacho, and which sounds like a wrestler, and Romance Camacho.
So Vector and Romance are the first names.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
They're getting married. And
well, congratulations to Vector and Romance.
this was sent to let me pop. Okay, here we go. This is it.
Hey! See, the key is the short envelope.
It is.
It's not the business envelope.
7 years. Oh boy, there's quite a bit in here, Steve.
Okay.
Quite a collection. There's a coupon code. I'm just looking for a note first.
Coupons. Somebody sent us coupons?
Got a Pixar. There's an invoice. Okay, listen. No. Thank you so much for your purchase. So Vector and Romance, not a wedding invite. No. Also not, which was the backup, sex toy company.
It does sound like a sex toy company, too.
And neither of those. Thank you so much for your purchase. I hope you love your magical new products. Please let me know if you need anything at all, and check out the coupon on the back. That's Rachel and Patrick, Vector and so it's obviously Rachel Vector, Patty Romance.
Pat Romance, yeah.
And see you real soon. Use coupon code for yada yada. Okay, let me see here. They're advertising a drop. Boy, there's more.
Is there anything actually in there?
Oh, looks like a sticker.
Oh,
looks
good.
like a sticker for the sticker wall, Steve, from, again, business card in the bag with the sticker in addition to the coupon, in addition to... Again, we've been copyright stricken for royalty-free music. Mm-hmm. And here I am trying to unseal a bag.
What we got?
Okay, here we go. 2 stickers, Steve. First one. Reminder, you are the magic. That looks like a Disney-based, I see some Mickey Mouse ears. That's a solid sticker, though. That is not a chintzy sticker. Let me tell you that. That's a thick stick.
Yeah, that's a heavy duty one.
That's
Reminder.
Right. In the industry, Steve, that's what we call it, the thick stick.
What industry is that?
The stick industry.
Okay. What do we got over there?
And another sticker. Disney dads do it better. Thank you.
Whoa, we are dad heavy on stickers this
I'm
week.
feeling this is from our friend Leanne. Let me see. Yes, it is. It is from Leanne. Had these sent to us. I swear to God, if we were to ever run a seminar, it would be just for our listeners on how to leave a note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Leanne. She did say there was something coming for us.
Let me see that one.
These are a lovely addition. Now, she's obviously trying to pressure you into finally taking your children to Disney.
I believe she's trying to do. Well, I've taken my children to Disney.
You half-assed a trip to Disney with like 1.5 kids a year ago, right? Didn't you say you walked in with one shoe and like
yes, and then in my Bobcat voice asked where the Goof Man was.
Where's the Goof Man?
Yes,
and then wandering around for 6 to 8 hours. And you're acting like that's a core memory for Evelyn at this point.
But yeah, Leanne really putting the pressure on. So you guys are going though, right? You're scheduled for September.
Yes, we have we have tickets purchased, flights
shoot over there
booked,
and put these up on the wall.
Resort booked. We are doing the big Disney trip now. We are not doing it quite as Leanne would. Leanne is a bit of a high roller at the Disney resorts. It seems, based on my conversation with her, she's a little higher class than me. I was able to be talked up a couple levels of resort just for comfort and enjoyment.
Where are you staying?
What's it called? The Caribbean Beach Resort.
Oh, Caribbean Beach. I've stayed there before.
Have you really? Was that one of the times you didn't bring your kids to the most magical
That was
place?
pre-kids.
That was
yeah, that was many years pre-kids.
Boy, there is nothing that'll drive you crackers more than those Disney adults who just get in the way of the kids who want to have joy.
Well, I showed up wearing my goofy ears and
walked in. Oh, where's the mixer?
Sounds like a slur.
It does. It really does. Security turns around and walks you out.
Like, sorry, we don't tolerate that language here.
Yeah, sir, not here. What I would like is for one of us on these upcoming Disney trips to be a part of, you see these a couple times a year, like the Disney brawls that somehow happen.
Yes.
Can you imagine taking your family and being just, I understand it's expensive, it's hot, it's busy, it's whatever.
Yep.
And somehow
you're waiting in line for everything.
Yeah, getting in a brawl with either another family or another parent that you're now forever immortalized on the internet, and you're probably on some type of wall to not allow in at Disney World any further.
Yeah, you're getting the tag of worst dad ever.
Yeah, you're getting the do not come back email from Walt himself, from the crypt of Walt.
Boy, this sticker is just refusing to peel.
There you go. So we add up, and again, please, we love adding to the sticker wall. That is a delight, Leanne.
It's gonna fit right.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
like the clear sticker.
That is a nice clear back on that. Yeah, this thing is filling up very nicely. A lot of lovely shapes. Is that going to be right below the Caitlin Clark? Mm-hmm. By the way, it's for a future episode, Steve. I'm super into the WNBA now.
Boy, you're not the only one.
I am all in. Got the league pass. Got the league pass. We literally don't have time today.
Sounds like a Sports Tate episode waiting to happen.
I've got a few in the hopper that I've got to get to yet in the Sports Tate. But we cannot go one moment further. Mm-hmm. Because we need to give some highlights and lowlights and midlights of our trip to the Austin, Texas area a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Apologies once again for how terrible that audio sounded.
Yeah,
it was just. I guess what were we expecting for $20 microphones that we got off of Amazon?
Seems like your battery wasn't on or yours wasn't connecting a few of the times. I had some people say that you did a live on the Facebook when I was in the corrals.
Yeah, no audio.
Your audio wasn't on.
Yep.
So again, apologies. It was a fever dream.
I was saying nothing, by the way. You missed nothing. It was just me like, here I am.
Yeah.
It's really hot.
It was a fever dream just in terms of how we had to handle it and how we were what felt like running around and trying to make the best of the very, 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 very little time we had there.
What I enjoyed was this past Saturday, like 2 days ago Saturday, I was kind of reliving the weekend before in my head. Like it was around noon and I thought, oh, this time last week we had just gotten to, we had just left the airport. We just picked up the rental car. And then what seemed like about 15 minutes later, I was like, oh, and at this time we were getting back to the airport. And I'd watched a 10-minute YouTube video and that was that was the max amount of time that we were actually there.
Yeah, it was. So if you didn't listen to the audio that we put together on the car ride there and on the car ride back to the airport, you may have missed the biggest misadventure, which was probably the night before, at 9:40 p.m. Our flight for 6:35 a.m. the following morning was delayed 2.5 hours. So our connection in Detroit was going to be missed. So we were rebooked and rebooked separately, as I came to find out. Not really rebooked separately, but Steve really went into business for himself.
Well, I mean, I had if we had booked our flights together, I would have been happy to have changed your flight too, but we booked separately. And so I did what I could do. I went in and I selected my flight. I think I was the last seat on that flight.
As it turns out, yes, you were. Because I was frantically on the phone.
You left an hour before me, went through Atlanta, and got to Austin a half hour after me.
And I was supposed to land 9 minutes before you.
Yeah. I left an hour after you, went through Minneapolis, and got there again about a half hour. I had enough time to get off the plane, walk through the airport, go to the rental car place, pick up the rental car, and then it couldn't have been timed any better. I swung back around to the arrivals gate as you were walking out the door.
Yes.
I mean, in hindsight, it worked flawlessly. It saved us a half hour's worth of time.
Hopped in, and we were on the road driving while trying to figure out where we were driving to.
Right. I said to the GPS, "Get me to Kyle, Texas," because I knew that's at least in the right direction.
So yeah, we arrived to what turns out was in fact Kyle, Texas. Not a ton of markings, as we just parked on the side of a neighborhood street.
Yeah, I was shocked to see that park. It was just a neighborhood park. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was thinking it was going to be some kind of like a more well-known fairgrounds type of area, which it very well may be. And maybe we just came in like a weird way or something, a back entrance or something like that. But yeah, we parked in front of someone's house. We hoofed it a couple of blocks, and then there we were.
At a random field, Lake Kyle Park, Austin, Texas.
Not a tree or a speck of shade to be seen.
Not a tree, no shade, no water, no tables, no chairs, nothing. Just an entryway.
A lot of food trucks.
just an entryway into what would be the equivalent of your local carnival, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. So as soon as we walked in, I started noticing, I'm like, man, everyone's wearing the same shirt. And it all says, hi, my name is Kyle. And then, so we were obviously looking a little confused. You had a bright yellow shirt on that said
Yes.
Kyle. I had a bright yellow shirt on that said, I'm with Kyle. And quickly somebody came up to us and said, are you looking for the Kyle registration? And we said, yep. They said, right over there. Pointed us in the direction. We went over there. We got you registered. You signed some autographs with your fellow Kyles. By the way, that video that I recorded and sent to you, has there ever been a better example of how an Android phone can take something so nice and turn it into something so crappy?
We'll repost it. Maybe repost it from the original source.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I still have it.
Yeah, I didn't even bother to delete it. By the time I saw it finally did, in fact, get uploaded, I didn't even bother to verify its...
I mean, it took a full frame HD video, downsized it so it was just a tiny block in the center of the screen, pixelated it so it looked like the Zapruder film. And I mean, the audio was bad to begin with, but it made it even worse.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were wandering around, obviously just a sea of Kyles. As every Kyle there is a superstar, though, right?
Yeah.
Someone
It was
handed
your
me
moment.
Oh, I felt so good too to finally be the star of the show that I hate. I'm high-fiving people.
I know.
And again, people are getting their shirts signed, all with the name Kyle on them, handing out stickers. It's an absolute joy to be among my brothers and very, very few sisters, also named Kyle.
Yeah.
So we work our way around and realize that, hey, they're going to be doing the counting.
There was no time to spare because the count took place at what time? 2:00, I think.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Well,
okay,
yes.
so we left the airport at 12. We had a 35-minute drive.
Yeah.
Got there, parked about, we had a 5-10 minute walk. By the time you got registered, it was like, all right, we got 5 minutes. They were making an announcement. Hey, if you want to be part of the Kyle count, you got 5 minutes to get to this one penned off area that they had set up. And as the gentleman from Guinness said, technically, Guinness says that a gathering means that you have to be in the same spot for 5 minutes.
Right, 5 consecutive minutes. And that was, I don't know how they came to that description or whatever.
It's just whatever their regulations are.
Yeah, so the current record, obviously held by Ivan in some town in Serbia. In 2017, we're at 2,400-ish.
I think it was
Ivans.
2,309.
Okay. Ivans gathered and were declared by Guinness to be the largest gathering of people with the same first name in one place. So this is, I think it might only be the second attempt. I honestly don't know. For the Kyles to break it. So when we talked about this initially last year, they had 1,430 something.
That's a pretty good.
That's
pretty
a good
good
number.
effort for the first try.
Yeah, for
That's
a small
really
area in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know for certain. I'm guessing public transport, all that other stuff is a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean,
over where the Ivans got together.
Yeah, I feel like if this was in like New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, a major metropolitan area, Miami, you'd probably be able to top it pretty easily just based on the sheer number of people in those areas. But this is Kyle, Texas.
Yeah, not exactly the hubbub of Texas, not exactly the hot spot you think it might be.
Hello, Austin. Austin's a pretty big...
Austin is, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I would argue this would be considered a rural Austin at best.
30 miles from Austin.
So when we get in the corral, now I'm kind of in the sea of people, and so I don't see the scope of things, right? It's a bit of a whirlwind. I don't really know what's going on outside of, I'm going in, I'm going to go underneath this flag that says, if your number is between 700 and 800, try to stand here.
Yeah, so I did have, now obviously I wasn't allowed in. I'm not a Kyle. I was restricted to the outside area.
Yeah.
Now this pen type area, I would say was roughly the size of a football field. Mm-hmm. And like you said, flags for 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 300. Now you had number 706, I think.
Yeah, 7 something, yeah.
So I kind of had a 10,000 foot view of this whole thing. I'm overlooking the whole thing. You're in the middle of it. You're in the middle of the mess. There's Kyles everywhere. I'd imagine the excitement was high. Everybody's high-fiving, all talking about how your names are Kyle. I don't know what you're doing in there. But I'm standing back and I'm looking. Now, if I look to my left, that's where 0 to 100 is. If I look to my right, that's the higher numbers. 2,000 to 2,100, 2,100 to 2,200. And I'm noticing something. Mm-hmm. Noticing that all of the people seem to be to my left. There's only a handful of people to my right. I was looking at those flags. Some of them, not one person standing anywhere near them. And there was one flag that had one person standing next to it. So I thought, okay, everyone's just so excited that they pushed their way to the front. You know, like general admission for Van Halen.
Right. You gotta get
the doors open. Boom. Everybody's right up front.
How else will I touch my favorite rock star's hand?
So you guys spend your 5 minutes in there. They say, all right, 5 minutes is up. We're going to make the announcement soon on the official count. And the pen's open. All the Kyles come forth. And we decide, hey, while they're doing the count, let's go grab some food or a drink. And kind of knew it was a bad sign when the count didn't take a whole lot of time.
Well, this thing had bad juju from the start because Guinness guy, who was up on the stage,
He was not happy.
did not want to be in Kyle, Texas that day.
Sure did.
Okay, so the way he was speaking to the crowd, just while filtering in and reminding, hey, only if your name's Kyle, you must show your, what do they call those things that marathon runners wear?
Oh, the bib.
The bib.
Yeah.
You must show your bib to be able to get in because that's how they're, and then they had hand clickers to count everybody who would walk into the gated area.
Yeah. Very official. Very official.
And he had said from the stage, if you get in there, your name's not Kyle. I have no problem throwing this whole thing out. I do not care. He was very clear on this.
It was aggressive. It was an aggressive tone.
So yeah,
for something that I, not to insult your people, but I think it was meant to be more tongue in cheek and fun.
And also, you're the Guinness Book of World Records. You have world records for like longest fart and like ugliest dog and biggest toenails. Like, let's not act like you're above what you're doing here.
Stop acting superior.
And so you and I, like you said, we decide we're going to go get something to eat. And we walk to the world's most abandoned food truck area. Not a soul within.
They really could have put those food trucks closer. They could have tightened up the circle a bit.
No question. No question. So we're looking around and we start hearing from the distance, Guinness guy.
We're going to make the announcement. But there was music playing, so we were kind of like, are they doing the announcement now? I'm not sure. Let's head back.
So we don't even make it 20 feet before he's reading. He's got his his thing to read, and he's ready to go. We can barely hear it.
I'm pretty sure that guy made the announcement from the front seat of his car as he was driving away, and then threw the microphone out the window.
Wanted to beat the traffic, which, as you'll come to find out, wasn't as much of an issue as you'd think. So he does a very tiny preamble, which saying, the record is held by the Ivan, essentially what we've already told you. He said, and today you've gathered 706 Kyles. And then he added on, I remember this distinctly, so not even close.
Not even a third. Not even half of last year.
They lost more than 50% of 1 year ago's attendance, which was still 40% short of what they needed to get.
But again, for a first attempt, I thought it was really impressive.
Yeah.
And you naturally think, well, if we got this many this year, there's only room for growth because now this is going to be the second year of it. And remember, the news stories went viral last year. Everyone's going to hear about that and say, "Oh, I didn't even know about it last year, but now I know about it, so I'm gonna make the trip."
Incredible. And the only outcome that is this is the best outcome. That you and I went down there. We flew. We were up in the 4 a.m. hour. Mm-hmm. Flew for a total of, between there and back, we were traveling itself for what, 12 hours, 13 hours?
We got to add up all of, our flights were what, about $300 a piece or so?
Yeah, two something. Yeah.
We had a rental car in there. We had, just got an email from the numerous tolls that we blew through on the way. Nice email from Hertz saying, nice try. There's another $20 there. Yeah. We had some snacks, things like that. I mean, I bet we're pushing $800-900.
Boy, maybe
for this whole trip.
And we were again on the ground.
BOG. The amount of time that we were outside of an airport was less than 3 hours.
I'd say probably close to less than 2, but yes, you're 100% correct. It's less than 3 hours.
I remember walking out of the airport, looking at, or as I picked you up, it was like 12:02 because in our head we thought, hey, if we could be on the road by 12, I think we're going to make it. And we were on the road by 12.
Yeah.
And we were back, I think it was 2:40 when we pulled back into the rental car drop off. So
the saddest sight known to man. They announced that we are woefully short, and the Guinness guy, I didn't hear this, Steve. You said somebody yelled up something about, we'll see you next year. Yeah. And you said the Guinness guy replied,
absolutely not.
He is not coming back.
No, I wonder how that works. I would assume that Guinness just has like employee representatives kind of placed all over the world because they're not going to fly somebody from Dublin to Kyle, Texas because a bunch of idiots want to, set a record.
Yeah.
They probably have contract employees at various places throughout the world.
Yeah. This Austin local wanted nothing more than to get away from the gathering of the Kyles.
Yeah.
One of the saddest sights known to man.
Yeah.
Was the MC, whoever it was, taking the stage and practically begging the 700 or so people there, please stay. We've got the DJ playing for another hour. There's all they had carnival games, slides, pop the balloon for a stuffed animal, all this stuff. And I've never seen people hit the exits as fast as this in my life.
It was a mass exodus pretty quick.
So all in all, a very worthwhile trip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I think next year's when we do it, I think we break the record in 2025.
For Kyle Fest?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I will not be going back. I believe as we were walking out the doors, I said, well, I guess there's always Steve Fest, which we haven't found yet, but
yeah. It's funny. This seemed to have caught, I'm not going to say national traction, this event, right? But it had made its way.
I saw the local news stations here posting about it.
And obviously people around the country and, had known about this. So when I am in the airport on the way to Texas, and again, you and I had been split up. So I was in Atlanta while you were in Minneapolis.
And you, again, I mean, in context, our shirts are funny because you're wearing a shirt that says Kyle. I'm wearing a shirt that says I'm with Kyle with an arrow pointing to you. Yeah. But when we're separated, boy, is there nothing funnier than people saying, where's Kyle? At least 20 times.
I'm sitting in the lobby in Atlanta near my gate, and a guy 25 feet away from me stands up, walks over, goes, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. Are you going to the Kyle Fest in Kyle, Texas? And I said, yes. Are you kidding? He said, I'm going to. Another Kyle from West Michigan was on his way. I think he had ulterior motives. He met a girl in Dominican Republic and was sleeping over there.
Wow,
so,
you really got
we talked for quite
the rundown.
Good guy, great guy. Meant to get a picture of him when we were in Texas. Did not see him.
You get his contact info?
No, I know his name, though. I do know his name. I could find him on social media. I know where he's at.
That could have been your friend this year.
I thought about it.
That could have been.
I thought about it. Maybe I'll reach out. Maybe I'll reach out to this Kyle who also went down to the Kyle Fest in Austin, Texas.
How are you going to reach out?
I know his name. I can search for him on social media.
Kyle, Michigan.
Yeah. Kyle from West Michigan who went to Kyle, Texas for the Kyle Fair. Boom.
Sure.
How many are going to pop up? 2? Me and him? So on the way home, though, Steve, you and I, minor celebrities.
We were celebrities walking through the airport. I always made sure to be on your right-hand side because that made the arrow point the correct direction. But I mean, walking through the airport in, what was it? We flew through Detroit on the way back. Even when we were in Austin in the airport, people were loving it. They were eating it up.
Taking pictures.
They see us walking. Can we take pictures of you? I can only assume that we're on multiple different websites and Facebook groups titled things like, look at these a-holes and the way they're dressed.com or something, just mocking us mercilessly. I did do a search a few days later. I just typed in yellow Kyle shirts to see if like anything popped up. Didn't really see anything much, so I guess we didn't quite go viral. But yeah, so that's it. That's it in a nutshell.
If you're an internet scourer and you happen to come across, again, the location, the GPS data or whatever, if that's how you search for it, would be the Austin Bergstrom International Airport in Austin, Texas.
Yep.
And DTW, Detroit Metropolitan Airport, where, again, random people asked us, can we take your picture? And got on the airplane, and you and I had separate rows on our last flight home here. Or same flight, separate seats, separate seat assignments. And a guy asked me about it when I walked on too. Hey, are you coming from in Detroit? So obviously this thing permeated some of the culture, just not the Kyle culture, because nobody showed up.
I enjoyed any instance where I was a little bit ahead of you.
Yes.
Like getting on the plane, I got on the plane before you. And the flight attendant, oh, where's Kyle? And I said, you'll see him soon. Right. And gave the old, he's back there. He's in line. So, top 3 stupidest things we've done. It's got to be, right?
And there's no way it's number 2 or number 3.
Yeah.
Can't wait for next year.
No, absolutely not.
What if I find us some better flights?
The flights weren't the issue.
What if I find us transportation?
By the way, Delta paid heartily for those delays.
Yes, they did.
Even though I literally took off at the exact time I was supposed to and landed at the exact time I was supposed to. I just pulled the old, boy, it was sure inconvenient that my person I was traveling with was on a different flight.
Yep.
That's right. Got 8,000 miles, which... worth about $12.
$80 cash. Delta cash. Delta cash.
Oh, so you got it. It's just credited to the
account. I got a voucher.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't even give me that option.
So bent over a barrel.
They tried to only give me 5,000 miles. I was like, no. No.
Please, more stickers for the sticker wall as we endeavor to fill it up this year, 2024. The mailing instructions are in the show notes, or you can message us if you're lazy. We're going to try to repost some of that Texas content, maybe some of the videos with the original source, so the audio is a little better. Great time. Again, Steve, can't wait to see you there. Lake Kyle Park, Kyle, Texas, 2025.
Absolutely not. I am sick that week.
We are going to have fun.
Talk to you next week.